Welcome to EnglishTube. Today's lesson is going to be about a basic grammar lesson in English course. Basically, what we call reported speech. Reported speech is one of the most important lessons in your English baccalaureate. And to start dealing with this lesson, we're going first of all to discover and find out about the use of reported speech. So reported speech, it is also referred to as indirect speech, is mainly used to report what other people say. When I heard a person saying something and then I report that speech, let's say, to somebody else, then I use, let's say, what we call indirect speech or reported speech. So reported speech is the opposite of direct speech. And direct speech, however, shows the exact words of the speaker. What the speaker exactly says or said is referred to as direct speech. And we often use in this situation colon and inverted commas. Now, let us have a look about, let's say, at the form, let's say, of the reported speech. There are certain changes that occurs when it comes to reported speech. When reporting a speech, we usually make some changes at the verb, at the level of verb tenses, pronouns, adverbials of time and place. Yet, if the reporting verb, or what we call introductory verb, is in the present or future, the verb tense does not change at all. All that you need to change are certain pronouns and adverbials of time and place, and some indicators of time too. Now let us have a look in details at, let's say, the changes that occurs at the level of verb tenses first. In direct speech, when you have simple present, in the reported speech you will have simple past. In the present continuous, for the present continuous in direct speech, it becomes past continuous in reported speech. If you have present perfect in direct speech, it becomes past perfect. If you have present perfect continuous, you will have to turn it into past perfect continuous. If you have simple past, then it becomes past perfect. If you have past perfect in the direct speech, then you will have past perfect in the reported speech. So there is no change here in this situation for the past perfect. If you have past perfect, past continuous, rather, in the reported speech you will have past perfect continuous. If you have simple future, it becomes simple conditional or present conditional. You see the same thing, right? So just different names. If you have future continuous, then in the reported speech you will have conditional continuous. Great. Let us move on right now to have a look at the changes that occurs at the level of what we call modal verbs. Reporting modal verbs. In direct speech, you may have certain modal verbs. For example, will, can, shall, may, must, have to, and so on. So, in this situation, if you have will, of course, will plus the infinitive without to, of course. And then in the reported speech, it becomes would, the past form. If you have can, you will have could. If you have shall, you'll have should. You have may, it becomes might. If you have must, it becomes had to or must. Okay, some say must, okay, it doesn't change, and some say that we can write had to instead. If you have to, it becomes had to in the past. Now, in case you have all these modal verbs in the simple past form, so in the reported speech, you don't have to change them at all. You keep them as they are. Now let us have a look at some changes that occurs at the level of time, adverbials of time and place. In direct speech, you may have certain indicators of time. For instance, now or just. So, in the reported speech, you will have to write then. You see the equivalent indicator of time in the reported speech. If you have hence in direct speech, it becomes thence. Thence. If you have today, In the report speech, you will have to write the other day or that day. If you have yesterday in direct speech, in the report speech, you will have to write the day before or the previous day. It is the same thing usually. You just write one of them, alright? Good. Let's move on right now. Last year or last week or last night or whatsoever. So in the report speech, you say the year before, the week before, or the previous year, the previous night, the previous month, and so on. If you have tomorrow, in the report speech, you will have the next day or the following day. Okay, you can just use one of them. It's okay. Now, if you have next week, next year, next month, and so on, you have to use the following week, right? The following week, the following year, and so on and so forth. Thank you very much. I hope this lesson is worth watching, and inshallah next time we are going to deal with more details, basically when it comes to tasks and exercises, okay?